Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about the Strimer Plus using the new application coming from Lian Li known as the L-Connect 3. I will not go into details as in how the connection is being done on the Strimer Plus, but I do have a video on it. If you like to know how to do the connection, click on the top right hand corner and I will just leave the URL over there. In order for the Strimer Plus to work with your L-Connect 3, right, you are not able to use the original controller itself. This is the original controller that comes with the 24-pin Strimer Plus, and it does not have the USB cable to connect to your motherboard because the application itself, the L-Connect 3, will require to, the software will require to reach out to the controller. So there's no way for you to use the original controller. Instead, you will need to purchase a Strimer Plus V2 controller. What I have here is in fact the engineering sample, but with confirmation, right, the version that comes out, or should I say the final product itself, right, will look much more better than this engineering sample. And I heard that there are some improvement on the connection wise. So I will be getting a set from Block Soda and I will show it to you guys how the final product looks like. And what's the difference between the original Strimer Plus and the Strimer Plus V2? I'm talking about the strips. That will be on a later video itself. This controller itself, right, is quite unique and it allows the L-Connect 3 to communicate with it due to the fact that it does have this cable over here. This is the USB connector where you connect to the motherboard header. And on the other end is a micro USB connector whereby you connect to this controller over here. So this is how you take control of the Strimer Plus. The strips. Now, as you can see here, right, there are lots of socket over here. And what are these for? Basically, this is for your 24-pin streamer, which you connect over here. See? And over here, there are two more sockets and there's a switch. Now, I'm having a dual 8-pin PCIe connector for the GPU itself. These are the Strimer Plus also. So I will only be able to plug to here. So assuming that if you do not have, you have a triple pin GPU, or should I say triple pin PCIe connector, assuming this is actually a triple pin, so you'll be able to connect to the controller itself. See over here? And when you connect to the triple pin, right, instead of the dual, you can switch. There's a switch over here. So you switch it over to the triple pin. The connection is pretty straightforward from the Strimer Plus to this controller itself. As mentioned, right, I'll start off with the 24 pin. So the 24 pin, right, you just slot to this slot over here. Do not slot on the triple pin, alright, though they are the same connection. So I'll just do this. Then the 24 pin itself, plug over here. Then remember to switch to the correct Strimer Plus. This is for the dual 8-pin. So I'm using the dual 8-pin. I switch over here. Then next will be the USB connection is over here. So you plug to the micro USB cable over here. Now, once you have actually done all the connection, right, next is to connect to your motherboard header. Assuming this, okay, this is actually a USB hub itself where I have actually connected to my motherboard USB header. So assuming this is the motherboard header, so we just connect to the motherboard header. Once you've actually done all the connection, right, now make sure when you do all the connection, right, your PC is off. Then followed by the SATA from your PSU, which you can see here. Plug this in. Now this is a very important cable whereby it will supply power to your streamers. Then once everything is done, you can turn it on. So I'm going to turn on my device right now. Upon your PC booting up, go to the device manager, look under Universal Serial Bus Devices, and you have this Lian Li Strimer Plus version 1.0. And of course, your L Connect is loaded. So you have this section over here, Strimer Plus Lightings. And this is the interface that I will talk about. Now, on the dashboard itself, right, this is how it looks like. The L Connect tree itself, it has this new section known as Strimer Plus Lightings. In order for this to work, right, make sure you have the Strimer Plus V2 Controller. Without the controller, it will not work. Looking at the dashboard itself, right, you will see that you've been ushered with a 24-pin and a dual 8-pin, which is this and this. So how does this work? I'll first start off with all the effects, then I'll talk about the functions. First off, what are the effects? This is rainbow. This is wave. On the wave itself, right, you can change the direction or even the speed. See? Next will be static colors. These are static colors. Let's say you want to change color on the on the effects itself, right? You can select over here, or you can do the bar selection of what color you wanted. Let's say I want to set all this to cyan, which is like this. So when I apply, right, see, all will be cyan. Oh, I've forgotten this too, because this is the 24-pin. See? Then next will be breathing. See, it breathes and cycle. Rainbow moth. What rainbow moth does, right, this is a new effect whereby the rainbow is not across, instead it's lighting up the whole strip, be it the 24-pin or the 8-pin itself, and it cycles through all the 7 rainbow colors. Next will be snooker. I kind of like this effect. See, it bounce about. Pretty cool. Next will be mixing. Followed by runaway. You have paint. Painting is just like the brush, paint color over a color. Ping pong. This is ping pong. You have tide. Blown away. It's like mind-blowing. Then, last but not least, meteor. You can set direction again and the speed if you want to. See, it changed. Besides all this effect, right, you might say that, oh, there are lots of effects over here. There are even more. I will talk about this section over here, whereby this is for single strip and this is for multi-strip. I'll talk about it later. Switching on to the multi-strip, right, you can have color transfer. See? And you can change the direction. Right now it's actually from the bottom to the top. You can set it top to the bottom. See, it goes down. You have fade. You can change the speed too if you want to. This will just slow down the speed. You have contest. See? You have crossover. bullet stock. I kind of like this bullet stock. I mean bullet stack. It looks like, you know, waterfall, and at the end of the waterfall, right, all the water is accumulating it. So pretty cool. You have twinkle, where it twinkles about on the strip itself randomly. You have parallel. See, this is the parallel effect. And of course you can change the direction, or you can change the speed. Shockwave. Ripple. Voice. Speaking about voice, do not misunderstand that it will pick up your voice or any music and you react. No, voice is just a pattern. I was actually confused at the initial start, whereby I thought that you will pick up my voice or pick up any music and it reacts on it. It does not. It's just an effect. See, this is the effect of voice. Last but not least, drizzling. See? I've shown you the effects on the Strimer Plus itself, all the effects in fact. Now this part is very interesting. I'll remove off this. Of course, when I do the illustration, looking on the dashboard itself, you have single strip and you have multiple. So I've shown you all the effects. Now I'm just going to show you on the single strip itself. You can apply the single strip on either strips, which is the 24 or the dual 8-pin. But I'm just going to show you the 24 pin. Now I'm just going to remove this away. Pay attention on this strip itself. Maybe I should unplug it. Yep. Okay. So pay attention on this 24 pin itself. Now on single strip, right, as you can see here, over here, this is to select the individual strips. Now it comes with pair. Right now you see 1 to 6. So 1 have 2 strips, 2 have 2 strips, and so forth. And this panel over here, right, the 2 controllers, this is to disable all the strip, and this is to enable all the strips. Now this comes very useful. For example, let's say you only want the first 2 strip to turn on, the rest you want to turn off. So basically what I'll do is I will switch off everything, then select those strips that you want to turn off, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and I just lower down the brightness and I apply. See? Only strip 1 is showing. So having to say this, right, you're right. You can control individual strips with the pattern. This is very interesting. So I just show you over here. Now, as you know, this is strip 1, which is this. So I will select on strip 2 right now. When you're selecting strip 2, right, make sure that strip 1 is off. Then you can select other patterns. So let's say I want to set it to wave. When you apply, see, this is what happened, the second strip. And you can do on the third strip, not an issue. So you can strip all the crazy, you can set all the crazy effects that you wanted. Then let's say I want something else, probably run away. See? Now one thing good about this is that, okay, let me just select all first and to set on default. So sorry, it's bright. Now one thing good about this is that you can do alternate. See, let's say I want to do strip 2, strip 4 and strip 6, right, with runaway, for example. And when you apply, right, see, it will affect only strip 2, strip 4 and strip 6. Else strip 1, 3 and 5, right, it will remain. So this is the most interesting part, and you can do it on either the 24 pin or the dual 8 pin, or even if you have a triple 8 pin, it will work. But do take note that when you're doing this, right, you can't have the effects, looking at the dashboard, you can't have the effects on the multiple band. See, it doesn't have the selection for you to do so. So you can only do on the single band. There you have it, a full illustration on how the Strimer Plus react on the L-Connect 3 application. Do note that you can't use these streamers with this original controller on the L-Connect 3. You will need to get a separate unit. This is known as the Strimer Plus V2, and it will be released either early May or mid-May. Speaking of which, thank you Lian Li, who have provided this engineering sample where I can share it with you guys, and also to allow me to take part in your L-Connect 3 beta test version. Now, speaking of which, right, there will be another set, which is the Strimer Plus V2. I believe there are some enhancements done on the strips itself, and I'll be getting a sample from Block Soda. I will show it to you guys what's the next version of the Strimer Plus strips, and that's the V2 version. This is the original version. There is another. For those of you who are actually new to my channel, welcome to my channel, and if you like my content, do remember to subscribe and to click on the notification bell button. Till then, take care, goodbye, see ya.